connection between this world and beyond. Confused and Malicious Spirits, Part 2 of 3. Revelations of Jesus Christ, from 1884 to 1950. Thus saith the Lord. This era is different from the first and the second. Today, you live amidst a chaos of unchained elements, both visible and invisible. Woe to him who fails to watch, for he shall succumb, and he who is prepared shall fight. Thousands of invisible eyes are watching you, some seeking to ambush you on your journey, and others wishing to protect you. The great legions of confused spirits, taking advantage of men's ignorance, stupor, and lack of spiritual vision, wage war on them, and men have not prepared their weapons of love to defend themselves against these attacks, which is why they appear defenseless in this battle. It is necessary for my spiritual doctrine to reach you, teaching you how to prepare yourselves, so you might emerge victorious from this conflict. From that invisible world, palpitating amidst your own world, emerge influences that afflict men, whether in their minds, their emotions, or their will, transforming them into submissive servants, slaves, instruments, and victims. Spiritual manifestations are surfacing everywhere, and still the men of this world refuse to perceive and acknowledge everything that surrounds their spirits. It is necessary to take up the battle and destroy the darkness, so that when the dawn breaks within men, all shall set out as one true community, and with prayer triumph in the battle they will wage against the forces that have dominated them for so long. People and nations have succumbed to the power of these influences, without them realizing it. Strange and unknown illnesses produced by these foreign forces have battered mankind and confounded the scientists. How much discord, how much confusion and pain mankind has brought upon itself. The lack of prayer, morality, and spiritualization has attracted impure and disturbed beings. But what else can be expected from those who have departed without any light or preparation? There are those you have deceived and oppressed, those you have disturbed and humiliated. Only confusion and darkness will they send your way. Only vengeance will they exact, and only accusations will they make against you. Like storm clouds, veritable legions of beings of darkness find their way into the midst of humanity, causing upheavals, befogging minds, and darkening the hearts of men. And even though men possess weapons to defend themselves against these assaults, some do not know how to properly use them, while others do not even realize that they have them in the first place. Humanity of today, as great in number as it might appear in your eyes, truly is not all that large when compared to the number of spiritual beings surrounding it. With what might do these legions invade the paths of men? And yet men do not perceive this world flowing all around them. They neither feel nor hear it. A man indulging in a life of sin is capable of dragging behind him an entire legion of beings of darkness, causing him to leave behind a trail of malevolent influences. If from here you were able to behold the spiritual valley, wherein dwell the materialistic spirits that have done nothing to prepare for the spiritual journey that follows this life, you would be devastated. However, not for an instant would you say, "How terrible is the justice of God." Instead, you would exclaim, "How ungrateful, unjust, and cruel we ourselves are. How indifferent we are to our spirits, and how cold we have been as disciples of Jesus." That is why the Father has allowed those beings to, at times, manifest themselves in your lives, to proclaim to you the painful and anguished state of their dark and peaceless lives. They are the inhabitants of a world devoid of the radiant light the spiritual homesteads possess, as well as the beauties of the earth they inhabited before. The legions of spirits that aimlessly wander the world, knocking at the doors of humanity's hearts in a myriad of ways, most often are voices wishing to tell you to wake up, that you open your eyes to reality, that you repent for your transgressions and renew yourselves, so that later down the line, when you leave your material body in the bosom of the earth, you will not have to lament your loneliness, ignorance, and materialism as they do. Recognize herein that light may even arise from darkness, for not a single leaf of a tree moves without my will. These manifestations, growing more numerous day after day, shall eventually so overwhelm men that they will finally overcome the skepticism of humanity. Pray for those that leave you and depart for the beyond, for not all manage to find the way. Not all are able to elevate themselves in spirit, nor do all find peace shortly. Some live in spirit, all the while deluding themselves into believing they still dwell in their material lives. Some suffer from severe feelings of regret. Others are devoid of feeling, buried together with their bodies in the earth. Again, others cannot separate themselves from those close to them, from those who remain in the world, because lamentations, selfishness, and human ignorance hold them back, binding them to matter and depriving them of peace, light, and advancement. Allow these spirits, who dwell in this world but no longer belong to it, to move on. Allow them to relinquish the goods they possessed and loved in this life, so they may elevate their spirits towards eternity, where their true inheritance awaits them. Your spirit will be very pleased to be received by them upon your arrival in the spiritual valley, and to be given signs of gratitude for the compassion you showed them. Great shall be your joy when you behold them permeated with light. But how painful would it be for you to find those legions of beings darkened by confusion, knowing that they too awaited your deeds of love, and yet you failed to grant them these. Truly, I tell you, I treat you humans with so much love and compassion, and I extend that same tender love to those who are atoning for their past faults in the spiritual valley. To those beings I send my light, to free them from their dazedness, that is, their darkness, and from their self-accusations, that is, the fire. Thereafter they will be sent to dwell among men, so that those who previously sowed pain in their fellows' hearts, now, equipped with the light of understanding, become benefactors and guardians of their brothers and sisters.